Hello, folks. This is Mason here, and I'm here to tell the story of Tricky Monkey, Lazy Bear, and Ravenous Panther, and the Fruit Tree. Now, one fine morning, Tricky Monkey was on his way to the lake when he saw a the most marvelous sight: a fruit tree with many fruits that made him drool couldn't until he couldn't drool no more. Hmm, thought Tri- thought Tricky. You know, I might need a little snack. I'm sure the owner won't mind. So he jumped beyond the fence and got to the fruit tree. But before he got an apple, snap! A cage fell on him. A cage fell on him, and he was trapped. Now he knew he couldn't break out, so instead he started to use his head. And that's when he heard Lazy Bear walking down the road. Hmm, thought Tricky. Maybe I could use my advantage. And with the polite shout, he shouted, "Good morning, Lazy. Beautiful morning we have." Lazy Bear looked up with droopy eyes and said, "Oh, hi, Tricky. Uh, what you in the tree?" So Tricky said, "Oh, I'm just helping the owner keep. I'm just helping the owner keep the crops up, keeping the riffraff out of the fruit tree, and I'm making a nugget a minute." No, and lazy said, a nugget a minute?" And so, yeah, yeah, exclaimed Tricky. But I mean, but Tricky said, "Well, would you like to try some? Would you like to try it? I'm sure you make an excellent scarecrow." And but Lazy said, "Oh, no, no, Tricky. I'm too tired. I'm too tired." But Tricky said, "Oh, come on. With the nugget, I'm sure you'd be able to have a more softer bend than just rocks. Just rocks." Hmm. Lazy Bear thought over for a moment. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. And he said, "Okay, it's a deal." So, so he got him out of the cage, and somehow he stuck it. He got himself stuck inside. And while Tricky was free, he ran up the fruit tree, grabbed the fruit, raced back down and towards the lake. Now, Lazy was snoozing off when Ravenous Panther came to shoo the crows off. Lazy woke up and said, "Hey, you can't be there." And Ravenous Panther said, "Why, yes, I can. And I set this trap up to catch fruit thieves like you." And and boy, was he ready to strike Lazy down. But when the chain broke, he Lazy fell on top of Ravenous. And boy, was Ravenous trying to get air. And Nugget said, and trust me, Lazy was not happy that he didn't get to sleep. And and what he was most angry about is that Tricky tricked him. Now back to Tricky. Now he knew that Lazy was going to be after him, so he jumped to the lake and posed as Slimy Frog. Now when Lazy got to the lake where Tricky was at, he fell for the trick and thought he was Slimy Frog, and he asked, "Hey, Slimy Frog, have you seen Tricky around?" Now Tricky moved his left eye left eye on the right side of the lake and set outside the lake and croaked 3 times, meaning yes in frog language. And Lazy said in a droopy voice, "Mighty obliged, mighty obliged." I slammed the frog and went on his way. Nah, and after he was gone, Tricky got out of the pond, laughed, and hit and headed back and ran back home and ate his fruit along the way. Now, now, here are Tricky's origins. Well, in this fictional universe. Well, actually yes. Now, Tricky Monkey was inspired by by another animal trickster, of course. His name was Brer Rabbit. If you don't know who Brer Rabbit is, he was a sly trickster who, like Tricky Monkey, wasn't all that strong, but uses his wit to survive. Most of Brer Rabbit's enemies were Brer Fox, Brer Bear, Brer Wolf, Brer Turkey Buzzard, and Mr. Man. Now, here's how the stories would go. An enemy would either pose a threat to him, or either try to kill him, or captures him, and Brer Rabbit comes up with an idea to escape, and either humiliates him or critically injures the enemy in the process. The same thing goes with Tricky. You see, as you know, there's after you read the Brer Rabbit stories, you can see that there's a formula to this. Brer Rabbit is Brer Rabbit is dumb enough to get into a situation, but he's smart enough to get out of it. Like Tricky, he's dumb enough to get into a situation, but smart enough to get out of it. And like their enemies. Oh, and here are Tricky Monkey's enemies. There are Stripey Tiger, Ravonus Panther, Lazy Bear, Mr. Ma- Miss Mrs. Woman, and there's Loudmouth Parrot. Of course, Tricky always outsmarts him in the end. But but there's some, but somehow, I, but somehow there the enemies always find some way to get Tricky into a situation. And like I said, Tricky will always get them in the end. But also, when it comes to tricksters, they also have this vulnerable side to them. Like like they're always smart enough. They're always dumb enough to get into a situation, but they always think quick and they're smart enough to get out of it. Now, this is only one of the Tricky Monkey stories. I'll be coming up with more Tricky Monkey stories in the future, and if there's anything you want me to improve on, let me know it down in the comments. I think I can better explain Tricky Monkey's origins in another video. But for now, so long. I hope you enjoy the story.